Well, I think he actually put up a good performance there, talking about what the goalkeeper he picked well.
Yeah, I told you I wasn't going to get emotional, and that's why I'm trying not to talk about the game. But, Chairman Christian Chukwu just probably spoke my mind. The result is good, we'll take it. That's what we all wanted. But what are the low points? Low points in the game?
The low point, the entire defense. The chairman talks about the fullbacks.
Yeah. Yes.
No, it just wasn't the fullbacks. The central defenders too were
not even Ekong.
Ekong, you know the funny thing. Actually, I always felt Ekong was a sort of a weak defender when it comes to a lot of other things, awareness, positional play, and everything. But surprisingly, he was the one that actually showed up. Yesterday, Omero, you could see the goal we considered very unnecessary error from him. So I think we still don't have the defense that will inspire confidence in the nation. That's what I'm trying to say here. So we remember we talked about the 94 sets. You had the likes of Uche Okechukwu, you had Uche Okafor, you had Chidiwanu, you had men in the defense. So right now we've still not been able to sort that out, and of course the fullback. So I think the entire back four is still up for grabs. If we get players,
without putting words in your mouth. Do you think the coach? I was talking with Cecilia before I'm trying not to criticize anybody, but maybe I'm just a passionate football fan and a lover of the game. You had Musa Mohammed on the bench. You had the other guy that played at the Olympics on the bench.
Ali.
And you put in Wilfred Ndidi at right back. I don't understand. I don't understand it. Do you feel the coach knows his play? That's where I'm going. Do you feel that this coach knows?
Come on, he's a
I think he's getting to know his players. First of all, you can see there are lots of improvements in the team generally. So now we're not picking on the defense because it's not up to scratch where we want it to be. Yes, Ndidi. They'll be a bit touch and go, but he's still getting to do this player. He's
a good player.
How many? Of course, I'm talking about in the position he played.
Yes.
Right back. How many games has Gennett Raw coached as super good as a coach?
So he's still getting to
know his players and everything. So by the time I think we'll stabilize. But I just hope that we'll also be able to play lots of games together so that it will help us in preparing for the competitive games, the World Cup qualifying games, so that he will get to know his players better.
Okay, so he's international windows. Okay, as
that's my case for now.
Said, we'll just take his words. 2 fullbacks were not there. Okay, use the wings more, and of course the Zambians were more physical. So Algerians are not physical.
And the creative problem as well.
Creative problem is also there. So he has mentioned this. I'm happy he's part of the technical committee of Nigerian Football Federation. So they definitely know what to say to the coach, and he will definitely work on this, and also he'll get to know all his players. Now we'll take a look at other results. Surprisingly, Uganda went to Ghana. The Ghanaians just couldn't score. Now we'll start with Group A. Tunisia and Guinea. It ended in favor, of course, Tunisia. And in my mind, I'm thinking when the qualifiers are done, Tunisia will definitely get a better one. Congo, DR, and Libya. And Libya, they've actually sacked their coach after this one. First casualty after losing woefully. So it's away from home. What were they thinking? In Group B, of course, we have Nigeria and Zambia. Zambia, of course, were home, and Nigeria, winning away from home. Algeria and Cameroon, that one ended, 1-1. And in Group C, of course, it was also another good result. Gabon and Morocco. Morocco couldn't go to Gabon to get the 3 point they needed. It ended goalless. Cote d'Ivoire and Mali, they came a goal down, to actually win this one. And of course, you saw Javion there. He's still scoring. And surprisingly, the squad here, most of them happens to be all new faces. Well, the golden generation, you say, they are no longer there. And for Cote d'Ivoire, run of 24 World Cup qualifiers without a defeat, dating back to September 2005. So that's a huge one for them. And in Group D, what do we have there in Group D? It's Burkina Faso and South Africa. South Africa, of course, we're able to get a point from that one. And Senegal and Cape Verde Island, Senegal winning 2-0. And in Group B, in Group E, the last group for the Africa's 2018 World Cup qualifiers, you have Egypt and Congo Brazzaville, Egypt 2-1, and of course it's Egypt who actually won that game, and of course Ghana and Uganda goalless. That's the way it is in the Africa 2018
2 away wins. Nigeria in it, and Egypt in it as well. But Cameroon and Algeria conspired to give us a result that can make anyone happy.
They didn't conspire. They actually tried to.
I like the views of
they tried to get a result. But at the end of the day, I think Cameroon will be the happier of the two teams because they went away to Algeria to get.
Let me just say the results conspired to favor us.
It favors us. But I'm of the opinion that we should forget about the Zambia game. We should forget about the Algeria-Cameroon game. We should look forward to the next game like we haven't done anything at all, because that is the mentality we need to use in approaching these games. Because we tend to be a little bit complacent sometimes. We've seen it happen, in previous times, and we don't want that to happen right now. So we've gone away. We've gotten a victory. We come back home, consolidate, get a win, because you can see it is very, very dicey right now. If you can get if you can win all your home games, you have a very good chance of making it to the World Cup. So definitely that is what we should try and work on. Try and just consolidate one game at a time. Our next home game, we should go there and get a result. That is all that matters. Forget about the 2-1 against Zambia. Forget about Cameroon or Algeria. Focus on your game. Go there, try and get that result, and put yourself in a good stead.
That's what it's going to be. The next game is against Algeria, and it's right here in Nigeria, and they'll definitely want to get all the points they need in that one.
They should. Remember how we couldn't get all the points against Egypt in the qualifiers at home. So,
yeah, me too.
All right, let's go to a quick break. We'll be back for more of Sports This Morning.
We'll take a look at the papers now, and of course Chinasa is already smiling because of what we have on the pages of the sports pages this morning. And the first one is, we'll start with Sporting Live. Eagles grab 3 points as race begins. Pinnick proud of victorious Eagles, and President Buhari made Eagles a victory possible. This coming from the Permanent Secretary Oha. And of course Kanu thumbs up Nigeria win in Ndola. Onigmide hails Eagles winning. They're unhappy over substitution. Come on, you missed that sitter. NFF clear Eagles outstanding payments. Matter to sign new 4-year deal for Manchester United, and Nigerians celebrate Eagles' victory against Chipolopolo. Yusuf expresses confidence in the team. Take a peek here.
Well, let me just talk about it. There has not being happy he was substituted. Come on, it's a team sport. If you're put in there and the coach feels you're not doing your part well and you need to be brought up for somebody else, you should take it on the chin and don't tell us.
Did you see the miss before we get our first goal?
You can look at it from another light, that the fact that he wants to stay and compete. So no player wants to be substituted. He wants to stay and fight and see what he can do.
Right?
So
this is birthday.
It's a win-win situation.
Well, on the home stretch, Complete Sports Monday edition, Kalusha Boalia disappointed with Zambia. I would be disappointed too, but obviously nothing that we didn't expect. It will be disappointed. But on his Twitter account, he said it was a very good second half for the Chipolopolo. It just wasn't enough. Yeah, it just wasn't enough.
I was a little bit disappointed with Zambians because I thought they would, bring more. I remember seeing them go to Kenya to get a victory during the Nations Cup qualifiers and everything. So
you just mentioned Kenya. Super Eagles are better.
What does your ranking say? I'm not throwing any stones up.
You are. You just did. Now, you know what? Move on. Bring on Algeria. Thank you. Take a look at the next one. We're talking about Complete Sports right now.
We're still on Complete Sports. Bring on Algeria. You said you don't like comments like this.
It just easily gets into your head. We've gotten a victory. Get over it. Start preparing for. We don't need to make. We don't
bring on anybody.
We don't need to start calling out anybody. Just play the game as one game at a time.
The way this right. Okay, Sporting Sun here. Okay, it's the matter to sign new deal, and Guardiola budget 100 million for Ballerin and Gaia. Okay, and of course Eagles pocket 60 million naira. That's for the win. Arsenal City congratulates players. Of course, 2 of the players got Nigeria the 2 goals they needed. Messi returns for Deportivo and City ties, and Rodriguez receives death threat. He didn't play for Colombia the weekend, and Rivers United plans Madrid tour. So take a peek in this one.
The death threats to Rodriguez, it's not something you should take lightly. Remember the fact that a Colombian player was actually killed after the US Nights World Cup. Andres Escobar, I almost called it Andres Escobar, the defender, was killed. So we shouldn't take things like that lightly.
Yeah, seriously.
If he says he's getting death
threats,
they should look into it. They should really look into it.
Yeah, so he should try and see if he can keep playing for his national team, because some fans can just be very, very desperate when it comes to issues like this. And hopefully, congratulations to all Nigerians for that victory over Super Eagles' victory over Zambia. And what we'll call it a day here I'm Cecilia Morogbe. Of course, Chinosia, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Always a pleasure.
All right, that's how we wrap this up on the show. We're going to do this again tomorrow. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Bye-bye now.